Alright, y'all. Quick video today. Got some other stuff I'm trying to do, but I definitely still wanted to hop on here. I'm going to starting the videos with an affirmation. Um, Plenty of discussion around affirmations, whether they're useful, whether they're useless. It's a conversation we could have another time. I find that when you craft them and you tailor them specifically for you, they become a lot more useful. They become a lot more powerful. So I would encourage people to utilize them, but don't make them just bland and plain and you trying to repeat something over and over. Like, make it specific to you, grow with it, change it, utilize it as you wake up, utilize it as you go to sleep. We'll have conversations going further about impressing your subconscious mind with different material and different things as you go to sleep. But yeah, just utilize them. And if you don't want to, you don't find affirmations to be your thing, it's only ever our belief in a technique or a tactic that really makes it work. So don't use it. But if you find that it could be useful, try it out. But I do want to starting the videos with mine. Mine is first time I've said it on camera. Mine is, I'm a phenomenal artist with my own unique style. I continue to pave the road that the greats laid down before me. I am charismatic, I am polarizing, I am powerful. I make music that resonates with people's higher self, music for their heart and their soul. For any goal, I never have to know how, why, or when. I rest firmly in knowing that I will because I am. Execution at the highest levels on the biggest stages for the best reasons is exactly where I am supposed to be. Authenticity, abundance, and clarity is my core frequency. I am that I am. So that's mine. Like I said, craft your own. Grow with it, change, mold, use multiple. Mine is kind of specific and yet general. So yeah, that's that. However, today I wanted to hop on here real quick and just talk about something that I had noticed today, which is wherever you're at, maybe you're somebody who is at a 9 to 5, or you are in a corporate workplace, maybe you're an entrepreneur, whatever you're doing, if you are a person that is at a 9 to 5 or at a corporate workspace, there is naturally a level of hierarchy that comes with 9 to 5s in corporate workspaces, and how you choose to respond to that hierarchy is your choice. Now, I started thinking about this because today was kind of one of those days where I'm reminded that you can very much get into the idea of kind of dogging out the 9 to 5, and the younger generation and even the older generation now, a lot of the sentiments towards the 9 to 5 is kind of just an exposure to and a furthering of our understanding that on multiple different levels the sentiments are accurate. The work, it doesn't sustain societal cost. There's maybe a lack of fulfillment or personal alignment. There's a perceived sense of security that actually isn't secure. So there's a lot of different sentiments around the 9 to 5 that are accurate. And unfortunately, sometimes we can kind of get caught up in the idea of just dogging the 9 to 5 out. Now, I wouldn't recommend to anybody, unless you are truly fulfilled and you truly enjoy it, I wouldn't recommend that be where you're pouring that inner energy and you expecting to get something out of that without having a clear understanding of those sentiments and having a clear understanding that it isn't actually secure. It feels like it is. A paycheck, a reoccurring paycheck can feel that way, but it isn't as secure as we believe it to be. It may not align with you, and it may not be fulfilling you, and you may be seeing that it doesn't actually even cover the cost that you need. It's not really adding up. So while all of that is true, and I acknowledge all of that, today was one of those days where I'm kind of like, usually throughout work, I'm listening to something. I'm listening to the creators, the content creators that I like on YouTube, as far as different information. I'm watching podcasts. Sometimes I'm just listening to some entertainment stuff. Sometimes I'm on the JBP. Sometimes I'm watching or listening to It Is What It Is, and I'm just listening through my earphones. I'm going throughout my day, still doing all my work and whatnot. Today was one of those days where, given some stuff that occurred in the morning time of when I got to work, I kind of had to challenge myself to not go and just start listening to some stuff, but more so reflect on how I was feeling and just sit in the quiet. And that's another thing that I'll discuss going further, is that level of consumption, of always consuming some stuff and always listening to something. Sometimes you don't, whether it's TV, entertainment, even good stuff that's filled with great information that you can utilize, sometimes you don't allow yourself to sit in the silence. So you don't refine the ability to let the thoughts come to you and let the emotions come to you. And you don't want there to be a process of avoidance to where you're not actually sitting with the inner voice, whether it is of a low frequency that is some stuff that's coming up that you need to let go, or it's of the highest frequency. You're not staying in that. So it is important to just get in that quiet space sometimes. And today was one of those days where I was about to turn on a podcast. I go up there, I start doing my stuff. I'm about to turn on the podcast, and I could feel some emotions, and just my thought process was not really where I would like it to be. So I'm like, you know what? Today's one of them days where I'm just going to turn this stuff off, and I got to just hear myself out, and I got to observe my thought process. And that's another thing as well. When you get into that quiet space, it's a process of observing. It's not a process of attaching to every thought that comes across your mind. It's solely about observing what is going on in that mental sphere for yourself. So as I'm listening and whatnot, today was definitely one of those days of reminding myself and allowing myself to be present with the lessons that a 9-to-5 can bring you. All sentiments about what a 9-to-5 is, or if it's good or if it's bad, setting those things down, but allowing myself to understand that there is a ton of room every single day and a ton of opportunity for me to craft skills that can be taken in any creative adventure, can be taken to any entrepreneurial adventure, they can be taken anywhere. Sometimes it's social skills, sometimes it's with your family, but interacting with people on a day-to-day basis in your workspace, it always allows you to refine yourself. Sometimes we don't see the workspace as something that is spiritual by any means, but there's very much a mental and spiritual aspect that every day you have an opportunity to refine yourself, and very much figuring out how to respond to what occurs in the workplace and not react to what occurs in the workplace. And sometimes you can look at your 9-to-5 and you feel like standards and requirements are tedious and are unnecessary, and yet there is still all this room for you to understand that there's a lesson there. The lesson being, can you embrace the tedious process? Can you embrace the repetitive nature of business? If you want to be an entrepreneur, there's very much always things that you can learn in the workspace, irregardless of if it is what you want to do. There is, either soft or hard skills that you can learn every single day. And I think maybe this is even a lot deeper than 9 to 5s and work and stuff, but it was very much a day of me having to sit with myself and see, okay, this is a time where you can react or you can respond, and making that conscious decision to respond in the way that you would like. And that's the thing too, when you look back at your life, sometimes it's not just about what occurs as much as it is the power in your response of whatever occurs. That way, when it comes down the line, what frustrates us down the line or doesn't sit right with us sometimes as things pass and you reflect back on them, it's not so much what happened that's messing you up or you're stuck on. It is very much your response to what occurred. And because of your response, then you can start to tailor certain narratives or beliefs about yourself that just may not be conducive for you. They're not helpful for you. So as I'm going through that today, I'm just like observing how I think, observing kind of where that lower frequency can pull you into that isn't productive, to where it is more so it is a back and forth, or it is a competition, or it is I could frame it in the way that it is very much sometimes what that lower frequency can, or we can call it lower frequency, we could call it ego, we could call it what isn't productive, the illusion, the old man. Things that derive from that space, they very much put you into a perspective that it is the external thing that is going on that is, for one, wrong, shouldn't be going on, and it is the external thing's fault, responsibility, or accountability to change. And what that does is it shifts all the opportunity from where there is an internal opportunity for growth. It gets redirected or misdirected, and having to sit with that and having to understand that you have a choice every single day, whether it is, like I said, those tedious things or requirements at work that you don't necessarily like, or even if it is, I'm sorry, because my lighter is done for. So I'm trying to keep that black and mild alive. It could be the tedious requirements, the standards that you feel are unnecessary. And like I said, there is a perspective shift that can happen and occur where you start to understand the value in those things. Not just that it is tedious or that you feel that it is unnecessary. Most of the time, it is things that create a different efficiency in the business. Say what's up, Mom.
Is that a roach?
No, it's not a roach.
Are you sure? Holy shit. It looked like a large ass roach. Who's that? What do you want?
YouTube.
Hey.
Say what's up, YouTube.
What's cracking?
So, while there could be those tedious things, there's also this thing that there's an opportunity every single day in a 9 to 5 to understand that it is very much about, and this is not just about 9 to 5s, this is about life. It don't matter if your girl or your wife is saying this. It don't matter if a coach is saying this. It don't matter if a true good friend is saying this. It don't matter if family is saying this to you. It doesn't matter externally where it comes from. But refining a skill within yourself to be able to get a message of your growth and not focus on the messenger or how it is delivered. For you to elevate yourself, to detach emotionally to a certain extent from how you want to react to a thing and make the conscious decision to respond and understand that, wait, there's something in there for me. It doesn't matter how a person says it. It doesn't matter who it is saying it. Am I going to be the person who is able to get the message? So just sitting with that and understanding on a very broad note, just understanding that I know you want more for yourself. I know you see more for yourself. And I want you to understand that where you're at right now, at whatever 9 to 5 that you're at, that's not gonna be where you're at forever. You're gonna make the decisions, and you have the intention, and you will give the attention and the energy to things that lead you in a different direction, to a different space of freedom. Not just financial freedom, but the freedom that regains your time, that gives you time back to the things that you love, time back to your family. You're gonna get there. You're gonna get there. Now, there is a million steps to be taken and a million things to do to get there, but I trust that you're gonna get there. But where you're at right now, I just want us to be able to see the value in what occurs every single day when you show up to that place that you just don't really like, you don't really feel it, or it's not even what you really love, it doesn't fulfill you. All these different things that we say about these things that we quote unquote have to do, where another perspective change is just understanding that you get to do that. There are people that really truly would love to just be in your position to get a paycheck every 2 weeks. Everybody is not living in Western society. Everybody doesn't get Western society pay as much as we downgrade it, and because of inflation and cost and the changing times, yeah, we have a different perspective of it, but you have to take some steps back and understand the value in what you have each day. I understand it's not what you want for yourself, but if you can start to internally and mentally shift your place to seeing the value in anything and seeing the value in the mundane, you are shifting yourself towards that reality that you actually want. You are able to see and understand that it's not as bad as it seems. It's not what you want, but it is filled with all the opportunity that you make the conscious attempt to receive from it. Interpersonal skills, communication skills, how to be on a team, how to listen, how to respond to adversity, how to communicate with not just the people within the business or within your workspace, but communicating with customers, communicating with yourself day to day on understanding and keeping your frequency high. That way you have the ability to be somebody who is a light in that space, and be somebody who is not pulled in the muck of what sometimes in 9 to 5s you very much observe in both your coworkers and customers sometimes, where it's I'm living the dream, and you know damn well, you feel me, bro, it does not want to be there. How you doing today? Shit, I'm living the dream. You could tell he don't want to be there. You know that. You may not necessarily want to be there, but it's all about this thing of bringing that reality that you want in to the inner moment, into the present moment, and allowing yourself to be in your victory no matter where you're at, and claiming that thing. Just like I said, sometimes it's not about what occurs, it's about the response to what occurs. It's also about understanding the creation process of understanding that where you're at now at that 9 to 5, you will remember when you started to claim a different thing for yourself, you started to move in a different energy, you started to believe a different thing for yourself. And that belief that transmuted and shaped and formed into a state of knowing now produces a different reflection in your life and a different result. These things happen when you're at quote unquote the bottom. What happens at the bottom, what you claim at the bottom, is to come. On a practical sense, there is all the work that has to be done. There is all that process, but there is an internal shift that has to occur. you can very much turn your wheels with all the work as well and not shift internally. So, like I said, I wanted it to be a quick one today, try to get to the point, but the main thing is just because I know everybody's an entrepreneur. I know everybody's making 100 bands a month, and I know everybody's traveling and gets private jets, and everybody got a bus down, and everybody living it up. Everybody lit out here. I know everybody's lit, but let me talk to the other people for 2 seconds. The people that may be just like me, who understand and know that it is more to come, but you are fully in the midst of pushing beyond and detaching from that old self to get to those next things that you would have for yourself. Not the other metrics that I just named or other metrics that society would lay out for us, but what you said you wanted. So value where you're at. Understand that everything that occurs in a simple mundane place at a Monday at your workspace or at an afternoon at that shift that you don't want to be at, like there is something for you. There's something for you to learn. There's something for you to learn in the work, and then there is also something that you can allow yourself to claim while you are at that work. You can start to bring in the frequency of that reality that you want right into the present moment, and stay in that space, man. Just another thing too is never underestimate the value of just being a good person in your workspace, being somebody who don't feed into the drama, somebody that checks on their coworkers, somebody that doesn't have to react to everything, somebody that listens and changes and adjusts to what they're asked to change and adjust for. Just be that person. Be a light where you go. It ain't no trophy that you gonna get from that externally from the world. The trophy is within. You get to give yourself that every single day. Every single day you got the opportunity. And I'm only saying this to y'all because this was my conversation that I had to have with myself today, where I'm just like, one of them days where it's just like, oh, that's what we doing, or you get very focused on the externals, and you start to step out of the kingdom within. You start to play the game of the external world and the illusion, not understanding that it is those things that are rising up that you need to deal with in the silence that are producing those external events, that are producing those things. So shift internally. Man, love y'all. For real, human to human. Love y'all. Keep pushing. Keep going. You're just started, man. You're just started. Like, let's keep doing our thing, man. Keep doing it. Keep pushing yourself. Do your stuff at the workplace and carry that energy into those things that you grind for and you hustle for after or before work. And just stay in that energy and claim it for yourself. So that's all I wanted to say today. Have a great day tomorrow. Be great, man. Be nothing short of great. Peace.